Okay, not quite an unboxing video, more like an unbagging video. But today we have bottles and insulators galore. Found a cool antique store somewhere near Clarkston, Michigan. Don't quite remember what it's called. But they sold all sorts of wonderful things. And this particular booth, they had the bottles, had excellent prices in my opinion. Hang on, just do it this way. Oops, there goes my change. And we're losing the phone. Trying to hold it between my knees, but the case is not the same on either side. So first off, we have, I believe this is the neon sign insulator, which I thought was a very intriguing piece. I love insulators. It's made by Pyrex. This is upside down. Don't know how well y'all can read that. You can pause the video at some good angles, but it's the patent info there. Pyrex, trademark, registered, U.S. Patent Office. So the trademark registered comes out in 1946. So this would post-date World War II. Trademark registered is what we replace the older patent information with, because we invented the trademarks. I'm missing the nuts, but it's no big deal. It's like a standard fine thread. It's just a really unique piece. Something that any insulator collector should really appreciate. Also, any sign collector, they probably want one. This, I had one of these years ago and I regretted selling it. This is a spool insulator. These are made by Hemingway. They're not marked, but they are known. So I'm going to actually use this one on the lightning rods of my house, because I don't like my ceramic insulators. What I really need are it's basically like a cup with a hole through it, of course, that goes into a iron bracket. What I really need are those to the side of the house. But I can put this on the roof, because I think it'll look a lot better with these glass ones. Living in an 1850s house, even if this is a early 1900s spool insulator. Here is a Maycomb insulator. These ceramic Maycombs are kind of the only ceramic insulators with any value. I don't know why these ones have it value, but no reason why I couldn't get 35 bucks for this thing. Any other ceramic insulator, $5 max. It says Maycomb there. I know it's hard to see in this lighting. Don't know if this is the dry process or the wet process. Don't know the age of this one exactly. Early 1900s probably to 1930s. I know it's not particularly special to most collectors, but there is a market for ceramic insulators. It's a very cheap market normally. Oh, let's go for this one. It's tipping over. I think this is the one I got for Jake. It's his favorite animal is a fox. ACLs are newer than what I like to collect, but you gotta admit, the subject matter is pretty great. Fox Beverages. G in a square, Glenshaw, I believe it was, glass company. 1964. Fremont, Ohio. Food for thirst. U.S. certified color and acidulant. Interesting. Get this phone to stabilize. All right, Jake, we're on a video. Here's your bottle, by the way. We just got home. We paused for food and got a massive downpour. It stopped long enough for us to get home, but then as soon as we got home, it started up, not so massively, but still a big rainstorm. So I didn't water the garden. Now, Monarch was a huge producer of all sorts of condiments and food items back in the early 1900s, to like the mid-century era, I think, in Chicago. Actually, this is not the Monarch Company, Monarch brand, but it's actually Reed Murdoch and Company, so this is not even the actual Monarch. They seem to be capitalizing on the name, but they're using Monarch as the name of their extra tomato ketchup. I mean, how many tomatoes do you need? I don't know, but they seem to be riffing off of Monarch. Very typical in the early 1900s to try to copy another producer. Beautiful, very Victorian lion. It's a very British looking label. Got our normal early screw top, typical of the very late 1800s, but I think this one's early 1900s. They'll use these until like World War I. You can see the seam stops before the top, but it does continue up pretty far. The first screw caps were on condiment bottles, like ketchup bottles, but not all ketchups were tomato. I have lots of wonderful bottles of this sort. And last but not least, if I can find the tape. I mean, I feel the tape, but I don't feel the seam. There we go. Most guys want to sell most of these, but for some reason, even though Clicquot Club should be a pretty common bottle, I just was not having any luck looking up the current value of sold listing of them. But at the price, I think it's still a good buy, so I think I'll be able to make a few bucks. This one's on the newer side. I'm going to guess 40s. It's just that information on the label. Got the consulting of these scientific experts at the U.S. Department of Agriculture. But we still have the federal and state pure food laws listed, so I think it's a 40s bottle. I'm not certain. It could be 30s. So, I don't know how you can see that. Inside the glass there, what looks like a scratch is actually a only partially melted chip of recycled glass. B74. Well, it's definitely not Brockway 1974 because Clicquot Club's out of business, I think, in the late 50s. Okay, we're going to pause that. Okay, well, there's just a few more. Couple I had in the kitchen. So the Monarch will look perfect with these ones.